thank you to all of you who have stayed back. And thank you very much for inviting me for this discussion. I was wondering during the break that what I should speak. I have something in mind, and then I thought that we have lot of technical people who are more knowledgeable than me. So why I should be speaking some technical things? Then I thought that no, I have been invited, so I have to discuss something. So what I can discuss? So the topic itself is strategizing tax function for future. When I thought about this, that what I should speak, then I came to my mind where we are today. What is the tax function today doing? What is their role? We are technical people, not me basically, all of us are technical people here. We have lot of knowledge about the taxation, the laws. I was just hearing during this session, there are lots of knowledge. Now basically how we evaluate for the business, how we use this knowledge, what is the ultimate goal for us in tax. Then I thought that, okay, maybe rather than asking the audience, I thought that, okay, what my experience, let me share my experience. What I am asked by my management. Normally you all may have experienced the same thing. One question, what is my effective tax rate? How it can be reduced? Because that's the last line item before which, after which that money goes to stakeholders. So if my effective tax rate increase, then obviously the share for the stakeholders will be reducing. So our job, whatever we do to increase the value of the stakeholders. That's the positive thing. We are increasing the value of the stakeholders' wealth. That's from the positive side. What is the negative side? Who understand this one from the business? They understand that, okay, from the business, my effective tax rate is 1, but day to day, what you are doing, how you are, trying to reduce the burden and the tax litigation, that's your problem. I don't want to see any tax litigation. So therefore, we have to create our value. That's the future. Currently, we maybe 10 years back, 15 years back, I was telling a story to someone that, see, some days back, 15, 20 years back, we were filing our returns, and that used to be our very big achievement. Today, filing of return may not be my achievement. So the things are changing, things are evolving. How we can do that? Do we have that? I have some slide, but I will not like to use all those slides, but for, purpose of discussion, I'll have to do that. So what is expected from us in future? Should I continue to do my return filing? Should I continue to talk about the litigation I have handled? Yes, those are important. Those are part of compliance. But what we are doing with the business partnering, what is meant by business partnering, this word is widely used. Everybody will, if you ask anybody, they will say, I am a business partner, right from any function like HR to finance. Everybody is a business partner. But how? How I can be a business partner? Is it only compliance? No, it is not. Beyond compliance. What we have, we are using data. Today somebody was telling that business structure is a problem for me. We don't understand, we are doing post facto analysis for the business structure created by somebody else. I tell you my experience yesterday. Suddenly in a Southeast Asia, I have a problem that particular legal entity in one of the country was classified as a distributor, but they did business as an installation commissioning. Fine, they can do. What's the problem? But the problem is that they have subcontracted the service to another company. which is our group company. Now, our consultant is telling that, see, you had a lot of related party transaction, so you need to do some kind of adjustment with that company because you have a loss in this country. Should I accept? Why I should accept? So I have to do the business transaction analysis, even if it is a post facto. That's one part that I am defending. At the same time, I have to go back to the management to explain them that, see, this is the problem I have which can continue in future also. So this business transaction, I need to do, simplify, or need to evaluate how we can change. So that's the structuring of business where tax can participate. Day before yesterday, I was working because we have got a group guidance that we don't have, in one of the division we don't have any headquarter. Very good. So if I don't have a headquarter, the problem is that my leadership team cost cannot be charged out to other entities. Big cost, it is sitting in every country. How we can do that? So we were discussing with some partners in one of the big 4 in US. Now she suggested that, okay, these are the discussion, everything said and done, that these will be how we'll be doing that, how we'll be doing the analysis of IP, etc. Now the question is, tax team do know, do we have the database that what is the IP structure of my company, my business? How we use that data? Is it important? Yes, it is important, obviously, for the royalty charges, for the engineering service recharge. We have a big center in India. Today morning, I came late here because we had a big discussion happening that we have an engineering center here and we are charging to the IP owners. Do I know that whether that is a rightful IP owner? Because there are multiple IP owners. I am assuming that my group company, who is also an IP owner, there I am charging, but is it applicable for all the product line? Do I have the data? So therefore, the point is, in future, it is not only about the compliance, but I have to understand the business. And to understand the business, I need data. I need to have a central database where I can do some kind of additional analysis. So that's what I feel. I have talked about educating business about the tax matters. You know, when I was going to my regional manager, Southeast Asia, telling that, you see, I have to do this transaction little simplification because I have a problem. The first answer came to me was, see, we operate as a one Southeast Asia team. How to answer? I paused for 5 minutes. Okay, I have to answer something. So I told, very good, sir. You are doing this for regional. But unfortunately, governments are different. They will ensure that their share of tax is not going to any other country. The point is educating the business, you know, analyzing the business, understanding the business is going to be our future. So if today we are doing compliance 80%, maybe going forward, it will be 50%. Obviously, there will be role of compliance. Nowhere it is going. But more than compliance, we will have to be a business partner, understanding the business. Now, I am just skipping one because the challenges includes a lot of, in an international business scenario, what are the challenges we are facing? I have given some of the example. For the paucity of time, I will not talk about that. We have talked about BEPS 2. In one of the panel discussion, we were talking about Pillar 2 or the BEPS 2. Now, how it will impact a local company? Local in the sense, forget about a multinational company. Obviously, it is going to be impacted. Now, for an Indian company, how it will be impacted? We have understood Indian companies has aspiration. They will be growing. They will start exporting. So they will be participating in other markets also. Do we have some kind of infrastructure to understand that what will be the impact? how we do that impact analysis, or we have the database that where we are serving. From the tax perspective, I am telling, yes, the business team they have, but tax team, do we have all the business related data, or we are using only the audited financials for our compliance perspective? That is the current versus future state. Analysis needs to be done. Most of us are focusing on day-to-day compliance. Obvious, that's the important task. But we have to do a mapping. You know, I will skip because everybody is waiting for the awards, maybe. So I will not take much of the time, and lot of technical discussion. I have assured you that I'll not be going into the technical discussion. So what is the summary of today's discussion? Today, throughout the day, various panelists, various speakers, they have talked about a lot of things, but one thing is, yes, we have to map the future. And what is the future? Now, I don't remember in one of the panel, somebody was telling that we will have a continuous fight. I feel that we will have a continuous fight with the authorities. Today we are fighting, tomorrow we will be fighting. They are now changing their tools. We will have to also change our tools. They are changing, somebody was talking about data scientists. If they are appointing data scientists, we, the tax people, have to become a data scientist. And that's the future. What are the tools they are using? They are using AIs, we have to use AIs. They are using central database, we have to use central database. So we have to convert ourselves for the future. If we can adopt, we have some time. The market is going to be global. The competition is going to increase. Somebody was talking about that, okay, we will have some kind of, additional competition for the FDIs or the investment. So certainly, if you give some benefits, there will be, but then you are operating in a global market. If you are operating in a global market, the sharing of information within the tax jurisdiction will increase. How we are going to cope that? We have to convert ourselves from a technical, obviously we have to remain technical, but technical to data scientist plus technical. That what I feel, because it's becoming a race, the data analysis, all this are becoming a race. So what I heard in second half, maybe first half there were more interesting discussion, that we need to adopt technology. We need to identify where we are, what we are doing, how the fight is going to happen in coming years. It's a fight. Government needs additional revenue. We heard somewhere, government needs additional revenue. How they are going to do? Which government will increase the rate of tax? Nobody will do. No populist, government will increase the tax abruptly. So therefore, they will increase the, compliance so that the tax revenue increases without the tax rate. If they do that, we heard that what they are doing, they are calling you, asking a lot of information, harassing you in some of the cases, because they want you to be fearful so that you accept their calculation and pay the tax. How you can become more confident? Yes, I know this is their job, what they are doing. I have my data. I have all the backup. I can fight with them. I have one, memory came when you were discussing this. Somewhere in 2006 or 7, I was in Baroda working for a company, and there was an acquisition happened. Now, at that point in time, service tax might have came very recently. So they thought, the service tax department came to me, I was CFO at that point in time, so they came to me and told that you paid the amount at a higher value, it should be goodwill, and the goodwill should be taxed. You have not paid the tax. I told, it was not my problem, it was the other party's problem, if they have not paid the tax. No, you have done this wrong. And they used to call me every day. My office was in Baroda, and they used to call me at Surat. And I had to go every Friday to Surat, sit there, give them the lunch, and then after some months, I realized that the officer used to stay in Baroda. So he wanted to come with me to Baroda using my car. So, okay. I know I have not done anything wrong. You call me, I will go. I will spend a whole day there. I will work from there. And you want to come back with me? You come back with me. The point is that you need data. If you want to be confident, if you want to fight with this situation, you need data. You need to increase your data level. You know, I have only 50 seconds, I will run fast. You know, one important survey reveals that all of us who are working on tax, 40 to 70% time, based on different levels, we use Excel. And that's true. I tell you my story. I have different companies acquired recently, and they have multiple ERPs. Now I have to use multiple ERPs to get the data. Somebody is using SAP, somebody is using Oracle, somebody is using XYZ. No, sometimes the data is not structured. So I have to make the data structured for my understanding. So can I automate that? Can I use some central database so that where the data is coming? That's the project we are working. That's called operational transfer pricing. And that operational transfer pricing, we are working so that the data can come, we can monitor the data, and we use that data for our work. But there are certain roadblocks also. You know, the unstructured data, not planning properly. So these are some of the things I thought that we need to take care of. It's time up, right? Okay. So I will not talk a lot. I thought that I have already spoken all this earlier, so I will just run through. And thank you very much for your time. If there is no question, I don't think anybody will have question. After sitting throughout the day, nobody will have question. Thank you very much for a good audience.
Just wait for a couple of minutes.